All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. It's almost 8 a.m., August 21st. Lots to talk about today, right? As you guys can see, in the month of August, we've just been having tremendous gains in the market, whether it's the equity markets, whether it's crypto. Crypto market has been on fire, so we've just been absolutely killing it, as you can see from the reviews here. There's lots to talk about in crypto, and do want to let you guys know again, just to pay the bills here, we do have a private Discord where you see all these locked channels right here, which are available for our paying members. You can go to our website, thealphatrades.com, hit the products page right there, and then you can buy these subscriptions right here, okay? So make sure you do sign up, come join us, come trade with us, and I hope to see y'all in there. There's also a free Discord link in the YouTube description below, so you can just join that and you can come hang out with us. All right, let's get started on the Bitcoin analysis. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin today. I'm going to give you guys a rundown of exactly what's going on in the price action, and then I'm going to give you guys a broader perspective of what's happening internally in the altcoin market, which I personally think will be very beneficial in helping you understand. All right. Okay, so first things first, I've told y'all before that, there was a count that I was working on, which was the 5-wave count, right? Which was over here. Okay, so let's draw 5 waves down. Okay, so we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So we have one large wave completed. So now the sideways chop is probably part of a larger, maybe, this is your, hang on, let me just restart this. Okay, so this big 1 through 5 is probably your larger 1 wave, okay? Now the reason why that's important is because after that you get wave 2 to the upside, right? Because it's a retracement basically. So where could it possibly retrace, right? So let's look at it like this. So from that top of the wave 1 to the bottom of wave 5, we have a couple different markers in mind, okay? We have the 382 fib, which is at 11,907, which technically we haven't hit on the way up. We also have the 50 fib, the 618 fib, which we technically could hit on the way up. I have this one in mind pretty closely because we pretty much have, got the weekly open right there, and a 382 fib is a pretty important marker, especially if you're really supposed to be bearish, right? You don't retrace back that much higher. Like you don't retrace that much higher up here. Rather, it's like a simple, 1, 2, and then pop down, okay? But the way I'm looking at it is, yeah, it's possible to get to the weekly open. But the other area that I'm kind of looking at, which has a bit of inefficiency, is this little area right here. And we call it an inefficiency because if you look, right, with the big drop down, there's not a whole lot of, catching up, overlap, where price goes back into previous areas of, drops, and it covers that as resistance, okay? So it's like this, okay? So let me show you guys. So you can see right here, right, we dropped a little bit, popped up, dropped a little bit, popped up, again, dropped, popped. Again, we dropped all the way here, came back up here, but we did not fill this little inefficiency gap, okay? Again, we dropped right here, we pushed back up, right? We dropped all the way over here, we pushed back up. But the point is that on these lower highs, you could see little movements in there, right? Even over here, you drop, movement in there, okay? So this area right here that I'm watching, the 618 fib, I think that might be the area which we also want to watch, which is around $12,150. So I'll be keeping a close eye on that. But here's the reason why I'm not worried about Bitcoin, okay? First of all, if we go on the 4-hour basis, right? I've told you all before, this is still a larger development of a larger pattern, an ascending triangle. Technically, it did break out because, we had a mini structure that was playing inside that, which was like A, B, C, D, and E. Right over here. And this actually did break out, but it came back and failed back inside. So now we have this whole thing as a larger range, in my opinion. I think what's happening right now is you're probably seeing this whole thing right here develop as a range, just like we saw back here in June and July, okay, or May, June, and July right here, develop as a large range, okay? We did a lot of chopping around in that area. But guess what happened during that time? During this time, altcoins were able to surpass expectations. They were gaining ridiculous percentage gains, and you could have made a lot of money while largely just ignoring Bitcoin or trading Bitcoin here and there. So I'm looking at this area in the same manner. For example, yesterday we took a pretty nice trade on the same notion that OMG, okay, was talking about their native token being utilized in Japan. Some good news came out about OMG, potentially being DeFi related, and so we got in right around $5.50. Okay, so let's check out the OMG chart. Okay. So by the way, I expected this to happen. I just didn't expect this fast, but it happened, right? It happened really fast, really aggressively. And so the point is, with this kind of movement right here, all right, what I see right now is there are more altcoins that are going to be doing this kind of stuff, okay? Not necessary that it has to happen all within the span of one day, because all of this happened within the span of several hours. But I think more and more altcoins are going to get money flows moving in while Bitcoin is just calm right here, while it just chops around, while it just ranges in this area, like I said. So you want to be focusing your attention to some of these altcoins, because it seems like Bitcoin is it's not breaking out yet. Altcoins are really getting the full steam of money, of attention. So make sure you do your own research and figure out what altcoins could be on the brink of exploding. So we took a trade in OMG, did really well. I closed out this trade with a target profit of $8. I had no idea we would hit almost $10, but 46% of profit in a matter of hours is pretty substantial. So I didn't really worry about this a whole lot. I thought it was, pretty solid movement. And then, after that, I'm kind of just looking for other altcoins, right? The other trade that I mentioned in my previous video was Algo, okay? We took a trade on Algo a couple days ago, right around this area. We took some profit up here. Again, this thing came back down. So I'm expecting Algo to chop around this area and possibly head up towards these levels. Again, this is not financial advice. I can't tell you to buy or sell. These are just thoughts of mine of how I see the market moving. So Algo is a potential other altcoin that could push up. Obviously, if you want to be safe, right, you want to see at least a daily close above this area where you see all these wicks piercing above. Okay, a daily close above that area, about 0.70, 0.71, that should get you movement higher. Until then, I think it's probably going to chop around here for a little while. And when it comes to chopping, we have no idea how long things last, right? Sometimes they're days, sometimes they're weeks. So this is why sometimes it's better to just set alerts, wait for your alerts to go off, and then you can hop into a trade with confirmation. All right. So going back to Bitcoin, like I said, I personally think that we're going to be ranging in this for a little while. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks, but that gives tremendous opportunity for altcoins to explode. The altcoins that are directly tied with Bitcoin, like I said before, ETH, okay, I don't think ETH is going to go anywhere while Bitcoin is just, chopping around this range, okay? I think ETH is probably going to chop around this maybe $375 to $420-ish range for the next several days, several weeks, however the ranging lasts for Bitcoin. And I think Litecoin is going to do the same thing. I was actually expecting Litecoin to outperform ETH if the Bitcoin market did start breaking out, but it seems like that did not happen. We failed the breakout right here, got sold off, and it seems like altcoins are actually exploding even further. So I'm going to divert my attention to altcoins, all right? Let me see. The other altcoin that I've been looking at that people have told me about is Energy Web Token. Excuse me, Energy Web Token. This one's on a few exchanges, so it's kind of like an obscure altcoin, but make sure you keep an eye on it, okay? It's broken out of this descending trend line. It's retested the descending trend line. If it starts moving up, it should start to explode too. I don't really know how much is going to go up higher, but it's coins like these that are on obscure exchanges that are not heavy in market cap that have the most room for explosion. Okay, but again, do your own research. All right, because it could turn out to be a dud. Maybe the market overall gets a pullback, and then EWT gets a 30-40% dump. I don't know, something like that. All right. Let me see here. Let's check out Link. So I've said time and time again, I believe Link is going to come down at the very least in this red box or to the $12 to $10 range. This has been bleeding ever since, okay? For those of you who are Link Marines, I warned you numerous times that it was time to divert your attention away from Link. When something has gone up 300% in a month, 1,000% in less than 5 months, it might be time to take profit. It might be time to step away a little bit because it's time to retrace. Things can't go up forever. Okay, I know all these consolidations got people excited that, okay, well, we consolidated right here, pushed up, consolidated, pushed up, consolidated, pushed up again, and then over here, party stopped, right? So these are the party usually stops when it's just an abrupt movement like that, okay? On a big candle like this, when you have a big drop, as you can see within 4 hours, price went from a high of 19 bucks to a low of $14.65, okay? So that's in the span of those 4 hours, price dropped 23%. That is a lot of people underwater, okay? Because whoever bought this at the top is underwater. Whoever even bought over here is now underwater. So you have two consolidation periods of almost 2 weeks, or actually a week and a half, where everyone in this area right here is underwater. And those are the people who are also going to create the sell pressure on the way down. You have to look at it from the perspective of there's already sellers in the market, okay? There's already sellers in the market. There's already over-leveraged positions that are trying to get out. And then you have these people who are spot buyers who are probably also trying to get out. So you have 3 different criteria of people trying to get out of the market. So of course, that's going to create more supply than demand, okay? Because you don't have this kind of momentum up anymore. You've broken that, okay? So I expect Link to come down between $12 and $10, okay? Do keep an eye on that. Let me see here. Tezos. So this was another trade that we took a little while back. It kind of did this whole chopping around thing. It broke out of this previous high, but then it collapsed back down inside. I really don't like this because usually when that happens, you're probably headed down a little bit further. Maybe then you start breaking up and out, but this is just annoying, right? When you have a nice breakout, you need follow through, okay? If you don't get follow through, well, then there's a higher chance you come back down inside the range, maybe squeeze out some people who bought at the top, collect some more liquidity below, and then start pushing away, okay? Let me see. Litecoin is doing the same thing. It broke out, but again, Litecoin is very much correlated with BTC. So that means when Bitcoin is going down, Litecoin is going down just as hard, probably a little bit heavier. So I was actually in a Litecoin trade from 65. I got stopped out at 62. It is what it is, but I'm not going to be looking at Litecoin because, like I said, if I'm looking at the dynamics of this thing, possibly chopping around, BTC chopping around this area, well, Litecoin's gonna chop around too. It's probably gonna, grind up and down in this red box, and that red box is down to about 55 bucks. Okay, so keep an eye on that. let's see here. From the larger perspective, I've also laid this out. This looks like a rising wedge, right? I'm well aware that these rising wedges can lead to significant more downside, and it's possible, but I do think that there's a lot of overlap that has happened in these areas right here. This 11.4 area, this area right here on 11.1, 11.2, and then of course the, oops, sorry about that. I don't know what happened to my phone. And then of course this key area right here, right? This is key SR level. This dates back all the way to October 2019. So I'm thinking that even if Bitcoin broke down, personally, I think it's going to range somewhere between the August monthly open, which is around 11,361, down to about 10,500. Okay. First level, I'd probably watch out for. I would figure we're going to bounce at the August monthly open. Okay. I could see something like this happening, right? I could see, we've done this, like this, and we roll over a little bit, pierce just a little bit below, and then push back up all the way up here, because this is also a lot of, inefficiency that has happened, okay? Big drops, no real, movement in here, right? So it's possible between 12.1 and 12.3, we go fill up that gap, if you will, okay? So keep an eye on that, bounce the monthly open and then push back up all the way to 12.2, 12.3. That's a good, almost $1,000 move, right? So I usually let my Advantage members know exactly what I'm doing in the market, whether we're taking trades in the Bitcoin area, leverage long, short, scalp, same thing with altcoins. We've been trading altcoins like madmen, and it's been really solid a couple of weeks. And I expect it to last pretty much, for the next several months, to be honest. Obviously, there's going to be big pullbacks in the market, guys. There's going to be 30, 40, 50% pullbacks in some of your favorite altcoins, because altcoins cannot just go up forever, okay? So when you do get those, it's really up to you if you want to double down on your positions or you want to exit, okay? But I will definitely be letting my Advantage members know exactly what I do in the market. And if you guys want to know my thoughts, join the Advantage membership, alphatrace.com, products page, and join our popular subscription packages. Alrighty, that is it. Y'all take care. Cheers. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoy our content, and I'll talk to you soon.